Hey, good evening, everyone. What's up, Mojo Palms? Good to see you. Hey, I started this live stream early. I scheduled it for 11, and I started early because I forgot I'd made a commitment to my son. He wanted to do a ranking, like we choose an album to listen to that we both like a lot, and we'll rank the songs, and then we'll also go back through and share, why why we like the song, and it's just a fun evening thing that we like to do. But sitting outside, it's a gorgeous evening. It is Monday, August the 1st, and yeah, it's beautiful sky. Not sure if you can see the crescent moon. I think if I block the light there, you can see it just right. Oops, wrong side. Right here, right there, is the crescent moon, and that's a street light. That's not the moon behind me. That's a street light that I'm blocking, going back and forth. But yeah, I just wanted to check in on the August challenge. I had a great first day. Again, committing to my goals. I made it to the gym today. Had a good workout, and had the opportunity to talk with a couple elderly gentlemen. One of which is the care provider right now for his wife, and she's struggling pretty bad with Parkinson's. And one of the things that I'm guilty of is that when I get to the gym, I laser focus. Like I don't like the small chat. I like to get in and bust it out and get it done. And today's conversation made me rethink that idea. It's one of the reasons I don't have a workout partner either, because I don't want to slow me down when I'm at the gym. But it got me thinking that some of the people and he appreciated the other gentleman and I listening to him talk about his wife and what's going on with him personally, and he just needed to share what was happening, and that's beneficial. And I gave him props for being there for his wife and supporting her through all of it, and also finding time for himself to get to the gym, get a workout in. I think that's just so valuable. Yeah, so made it to the gym. Didn't touch the booze today, which I'm happy. Haven't had really any urge to go do it. Maybe giving that up again for another month like I did sober October. Maybe it's not much of a challenge. So maybe I'll definitely next time have to think of something else for the next challenge that I do. And then also I started reading a book. Hey, what's up, Moderna Rose? Good to see you. Absolutely, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've got some of that Carolina tan going on. Moderna, my wife always gets upset because she's fairly skinned and I tan fairly easily, and she doesn't like that I can spend a half a hour out in the sun and get a tan. But no, so I was looking through the different books. My library, I shouldn't call it a library. It's not that big of a collection. My wife would me call it a library, she'd laugh. She's an avid reader. She makes it a goal to read several books a summer. She makes it a goal, and she's consistently doing it, which I give her props for it. So I started looking through my books and seeing which ones did I want to read. Which one did I want to read? And I remember getting halfway through a book that I never finished. Anyone else do that, where you start a book and for whatever reason you put it down and you never pick it up? Well, this one was probably like 15 years past the pickup time that I did it, and it's a good book. I'm gonna start at the beginning. I did start at the beginning. In fact, I was on the recliner and I was reading, and my wife came out and she did the fake. This is the big one. I can't remember what show that was. This is the big one. I'm gonna fall over. Gosh darn it! What was it? Good, not Good Times. Somebody help me out here. What's the name of the show? Real funny. But so she fell over on the floor and was like, do you remember how to read? Was her comment to me, because she hadn't seen me read forever. So with the book that I started getting back into is a book called Peaks and Valleys. I'm not sure if you can see that at all. Peaks and Valleys. And I think this was very fitting for the time and what I'm experiencing now, in terms of rebooting on some things. And Sanford and Son, thank you, Mojo. Yes, Sanford and Son. Oh, this is the big one. Yeah, this is the big one. Peaks and Valleys. And the funny thing that happened when I picked the book up, I'm like, I remember that I got this book. I was getting ready to attend a work conference, and this book was mailed to the conference attendees. It's when I worked with CVS Healthcare way back in the day, CVS Pharmacy. And it's funny, on the back of the book was still the letter that came accompanied with the book, that came to us in the mail, and it's from CVS way back in the day, and the CEO, Larry Merlo, good guy. I really liked Larry a lot. Got to spend quite a bit of time with him in different markets, and he just said, hey, this is a book just to give you a heads up for the conference of peaks and valleys, and I think through that time period, I think CVS was going through a little bit of ups and downs, but it's cool things like that companies do. And the book is themed around a boy who, for most of his life, lived in the valley. And I'm not going to go through the whole book. I'm not going to do that. Heard of it? Okay, great. Never heard of it. Okay. And so he lives in the valley for most of his youth, and he really enjoyed it. He loved it. It was truly enjoyable. But as he aged, it changed. He always wondered about what life was like at the peaks and what people lived like at the peaks. And he was always discouraged about trying to go to the peak and go there and experience it. They were like, no, don't go do it. It's a difficult path to get up there. You don't want to do it. You're in the Carolinas. Okay, cool. And so basically when he does that, he meets an elderly person that starts an entire conversation about peaks and valleys. And this story you can easily plug in a lot of different scenarios to it, meaning you can personalize a little bit. And I think that's why I found it such an easy read to get back into. So very excited to commit to that on August 1. Again, my goals around this, as I stated, was to kind of like the experience that I had at the gym today, that everyone's dealing with certain challenges individually, and sometimes it's kind of refreshing to speak about it. And this is just as much therapy for me to talk about it, and that's why I started reading Peaks and Valleys, understanding that some getting into the fourth quarter, starting to line things for next year already. And it's crazy how fast this year completely went by, but it's a good timing for it. And so again, my 3 commitments to myself for this month, kind of a repeat I did in October for Sober October. However, for this month in particular, I said, hey, I want to focus on a few things. One, again, I want to give up something bad, a bad habit, give up something that, and summer was here, a lot of summer concerts, probably started drinking again a little bit too much. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to, no booze, the month of August. And then also the health component, the fitness component. And it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise. It could be just a walk, a brisk walk in the morning. Do something, during that time. Normally you flip on the TV and you watch something, do some push-ups or sit-ups, and if you not capable of that, then start against the wall and do push-up. There's a lot of different things you can do. I don't think there's any really reason. Whenever I see people at the gym, Monon Center, I see people who are in wheelchairs, people who, walkers doing different things. So I don't think there's any valid reason, not to have some type of a physical thing. Not again, I fell into bad health a few years ago, way too much weight, probably deemed borderline obese. And it hit me one day whenever I started getting these aches and pains in the knees and stuff. I'm like, that's not normally how I had it. And I was quickly getting to age 50, and I said, I got to reverse this course. And that's why I got back into the gym. So the second component is the health aspect, whether it's eating properly, getting a little bit of exercise. And then the third was, doing something for kind of self-help. I've been sober for 11 years. Awesome. Congratulations, Rose. Doing something as far as self-help. And one of the things I truly enjoyed doing at one time was reading quite a bit. I was, again, post-college, always was looking for motivational books, leadership books, and I always enjoyed picking up and reading. And I kind of gave that up. And my gym sessions turned more into listening to podcasts type content. I do Audible. I like Audible. I have listened to quite a few books. I didn't completely give out, but as far as just reading, and I think Audible books are a little bit different. Than there's something about language in a book and sensory of that feeling of you consciously putting your mind into the book than someone just kind of reading it to you. So I deem it just a tad different. There's nothing wrong with Audible, nothing at all. I mean, better than nothing. But my gosh, it's such a beautiful sky. I don't think you can see the stars. Let me try to angle this without getting everyone dizzy, but you can see the star. It probably can't see the stars, but you can see the crescent moon back there. It's a beautiful, beautiful moon. It's a nice night. Yeah, I don't want to do that too much, get people sick. Yeah, so it was a great kickoff to my August challenge, and again, would love others to participate, get involved, and just doing this more to help, because like I said, I see it every day on social media feeds, people dealing with a lot of different stress, a lot of different anxiety, things that are happening in the world. I think everyone kind of understands that there's something not quite right, what's happening, and a lot of people are trying to figure out what that is, including myself. So it's more kind of a spiritual journey for me. I haven't shared a whole lot about my experiences with my son and us going to church once again, and we started that for, gosh, it's coming up on, hasn't been quite a year, probably 10 months. And the church we go to is just phenomenal. They do an off the wall series where they talk about a lot of different topics, and really great group of people. And someday I hope to have Pastor Woody on to talk to him. And it just seems like every time that I go, there's a certain message of the day that kind of hits me and kind of resonates with me and brings it home. So I'm thankful for that. And I understand if church isn't your thing, I totally get it. I understand it. I look at more religious thing as an individual relationship that I have with God, is how I view it. I don't force my religion on anyone at all. So, but yeah, so it's great. It was a great first day for the August challenge, and I wanted to just kind of share the progress that I had, and I'm looking forward to continuing my book, Peaks and Valleys. I think for the gym tomorrow will be probably cardio tomorrow. I'll do some running. I hate running. I always say I have flat feet. That's why I don't run. I do have flat feet, by the way, but I can't run. I always have the largest admiration for runners. People can run, because I was never a runner. I enjoy playing basketball and things like that, but never to say, hey, I'm going to go run 5 miles. Maybe 1 or 2 miles. That's about it. But that's just not me. Running's not my thing. So, but anyway, it's I hope everyone had a great kickoff to your August. And tomorrow we have a pretty good schedule running on Rogue for shows. And yeah, so enjoy your evening, and I appreciate you tuning in and listening to this. And again, if you want to join and participate in the August challenge, drop me an email, cj@roguenews.com, or you can jump into the Rogue Discord as well, that I can get you a link. And I look forward to people sharing their success stories. And I'm also thinking about getting some health consultants interviewed, also doing some more health type podcasts, people sharing different things that they're doing as far as natural solutions to help people, really trying to break away from big pharma, try to break away from I mean, let's face it, there's just so much going on right now that we have to look at in terms of healthcare and quality of life that we need to do as a society. But that's enough for now. I don't want to get too preachy. Everyone enjoy your evening, be safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.